You have not gotten up off the canvas. You have experienced pain. And it will be my pleasure to help you relive that experience once again. Flashback.
That's boxing. That's boxing. You know, it happens in boxing, but you know,
It's going to happen again in boxing.
We live and we learn, and we'll be there March 28th to show you what we're about.
Oh, you're going to learn. I'm the professor. You're going to learn, and you're not passing this course, homie.
30 years in the game, Keith Thurman is going to reestablish his name on March 28th by demolishing the towering Inferno. Yo, I'm going to start it off like this. I just finished watching the Keith One-Time Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora press conference that just went down. And my goodness, Keith One-Time Thurman absolutely needs no promoter. This guy can sell a fight by himself. Sebastian Fundora, Harvard Law School student, very, very nice kid. Even though he's the tallest champion in the sport of boxing, standing at 6'6" in the super welterweight or junior middleweight division, whatever you want to call it, 154 pounds, is actually a very nice guy. And we don't need him to be hyper aggressive, ridiculously confident. I like the relax, sit back, easy eat type vibe with the black glasses on and the hairdo. Because we all know one thing is every time he steps into the ring, it's completely different than what he looks like, that happy little face. You're going into a war, and everybody knows that. And with a guy like Keith One-Time Thurman, my goodness, I'm telling you right now, there's so many reasons why I would want to pick Sebastian Fundora. One of the main reasons is due to his activity, way more active, the height advantage, the reach advantage, the power, the uppercuts, the right hooks, the jab, the problematic problem that you gotta solve when you step into this ring with Sebastian Fundora is one of the toughest puzzles to solve. But as a guy who grew up watching Keith One-Time Thurman, you know, beating Danny Garcia in 2017, the year before that, beating Sean Porter, beating Robert Guerrero, Jesus Soto Corraz, Keith One-Time Thurman, I know his hairline is all the way back. He ain't the same. He don't got that ponytail. Bengetti. No more in his life. Of course, he lost him at 20 years old. I always said that if he had Bengetti, his old trainer, his original trainer, he probably, well, he's only lost one time in his career to Manny Pacquiao, so no matter what, he's had an absolutely successful career, but he would have been even more amazing. That's what I honestly believe. But anyways, Keith One-Time Thurman showing us the absolute supremacy, absolute confidence, absolutely how to sell a goddamn fight, coming in here and saying he's going to knock out Sebastian Fundora in less than, in what I would say, 7 rounds. He says he's going to knock him out in the first half of the fight.
3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. We can have an after party, and I can get back to my wife and kids.
So are you saying you're going to knock him out in the first half of the fight?
It's not a bad bet, people. It's not a bad bet. Money, 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 money.
I'm going to tell you like this. Keith Thurman does have a point. You know, when he stares off, when he faces off with Sebastian Fundora, of course, like how he was saying, I only have to go this high. Boom. You see him, Team Zoo. Team Zoo was landing a bunch of punches on Sebastian Fundora in the first fight and in the second fight. The 7th round, that was his best round. And we can't forget that also Brian Mendoza absolutely KO'd this guy. Had him sitting there, not knowing whether or not to get up. Made the decision in his heart he had to stay down. got hit with the biggest shot of his career. Erickson Lubin put this dude on his ass. And one thing that I like with Keith One-Time Thurman is the reflexes that Keith One-Time Thurman has, if he still got it. Definitely the angles, the speed, the left hook precision, accuracy will definitely be able to land on that chin. The question is, will Sebastian Fundora get to Keith Thurman before Keith Thurman gets to him? It's an absolutely interesting matchup between two fighters who both only have one loss. Sebastian Fundora, 23-1. Keith One-Time Thurman, 31-1. I mean, come on, man. Old generation versus new generation. Keith One-Time Thurman showing the most confidence that I've ever seen. In a while, don't get me wrong, always showed confidence. Even in the Manny Pacquiao fight, was talking about the T-Rex arms. Ended up getting dropped in the first round against Manny Pacquiao. Got put in his place in that fight. The only thing that I would say is Keith One-Time Thurman definitely has never faced a fighter like Sebastian Fundora. You know, the movement is absolutely amazing that Keith One-Time Thurman possesses. You know, the movement, the accuracy, the combinations, the jab is how he, how he beat guys like Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. His ring IQ is absolutely fantastic. His reflexes are fantastic. Now, he showed all that to us, but against guys, like I said, against Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, right? Brock Jarvis, who we just beat in March of 2025. In the third round, absolutely brutal fashion. None of these dudes are as tall as Sebastian Fundora. Look at these pictures. This is the type of thing that Keith One-Time Thurman is going to have to deal with, is this type of reach. It's a different feeling. So I hope Keith One-Time Thurman is really sparring with guys that are like 6'4", 6'7", like he said, that actually have ridiculous goddamn reach span, so he can really get used to that. Now, I do believe that because the fight was supposed to happen in October and it's not happening in October no more. It's happening in March. I do believe this actually helped Keith One-Time Thurman a little bit more. Let him get more and more reps, more and more stronger, more faster coming into this fight, more studying time, because going up against a guy like Sebastian Fundora, you're going to need it. You're going to need all the studying that you can do, all the polishing that you can do. Everything that you do in training is what really matters when it goes into the fight. And if Keith One-Time Thurman hasn't been training, then he can't win this fight. But if he's training his ass off, I do believe he has a chance of beating Sebastian Fundora, man. Absolutely amazing press conference. I can't wait. Every single time Keith One-Time Thurman gets on that mic, it's a goddamn show, man. Let me know what you guys think. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel, and I'm